So I'm gonna start doing some painting where, people can watch me paint and give some painting tips. I'm not like all knowing or anything, but just give you some ideas of how I paint. This painting is like 3 steps in. This is not even close to being finished, so I know already you're probably like, what? You can't paint. But this is 3 steps in. So I drew it all out with pencil. I like mechanical pencil for some reason. So I drew it all out with a mechanical pencil. Then filled in everything. Well, first I toned my canvas. You can see yellow sticking through everywhere. I like to tone my canvas with a yellow or orange, depending on the time of day, but I want this to be a very bright day, so I toned it with yellow, then drew out everything, very detailed, and tried to get the perspective right, which was really hard. Because I'm putting in fake people, they're not really there in any picture that I can find, so these are all fake people, and so I tried to get the perspective right and the placement right, stuff like that, which was not easy. Then drew out all the background and everything, then filled it in with like a very basic gray kind of tone to try to get an idea of what I want to be light, what I want to be dark kind of thing. And my lamp is screwing up the coloring. You can't even tell what's supposed to be light and dark. Maybe this helps, I don't know. But my lamp is making things look different than they really are, so whatever. The next thing I'm going to do is start to shine the light, get the sun kind of shining here so that I kind of know what I want to do as far as shadows and stuff. The next thing I'm going to do is start highlighting and getting light into things, and then I'm going to do more shadows, more coloring, more details. So, and one thing I like to do with my paintings is as things regress back, like the closer things are, the more reddish, orangish, yellow they're going to be. The farther away they get, the more bluish and fuzzy and stuff they're going to get. And that creates an illusion of far away versus close up. Close up's going to have more detail than far away. So just to give you some kind of tips if you're doing painting, and some ideas if you're just kind of learning how to paint. I've been painting for as long as I can remember, since childhood. I've always loved painting for some reason. People are just made to do something. I think God puts it in them to do what they love to do. So what he created them to do. But yeah, this is obviously Jesus at the pool of Siloam, healing the man who was sick for 40 years, couldn't get down into the pool because the pool was too crowded and he was too sick to get over to it. So there's going to be a big bright shining angel in here above this doorway coming down, and I don't know. I have some different things I want to do to it, but I don't want to reveal it all now. But so I'm just going to start kind of lightening my stairway, because this is what I want to do at this point, is just start putting in some light. Get an idea of where the sun's going to be coming in here. And this is not even like close to being done. This is just like step 4. So step 1, I guess, toning the canvas. Step 2, drawing it out. Step 3, going over your pencil lines with a maroon red color. Step 4 is really like shoring up the colors, shoring up your lines with like black. Step 5 is like filling in the objects, deciding on your tones, like different shades you want to do. What am I on? Step 6 is like kind of figuring out where you want everything to go. Step 7, starting to put in your shadows, your lights and your darks, and that's where I'm at now. trying to figure out where do I want the sun coming in, where do I want the sun to shine, and what do I want it to hit. And then after I get the sun shining, I'm going to have where the shade is. So it makes it easier to know where your shade is once your sun starts shining in. Get an idea of what the sun's going to hit. It'll give you an idea of what your shade needs to be, where there's shading. And I've talked to a very famous painter. I've painted with famous painters, people who, you know, do this for a living and stuff like that. And they said the biggest thing is just getting your darks and your lights in there. That's what's going to make any painting look good, is having your sun hitting in the right spots, your shades hitting in the right spots. That's the biggest thing. Once you get that, you know, you got it. And it took me years to get to where I'm at. And I think it's just a gift from God that He puts in you. Not so much of a learned skill. It's like a gift. So, and I like to take, sabbaticals from painting and just not paint for long periods of time. I like to take 3 months off or something. And then when I come back to it, it's like I have a whole new idea of how I want to paint. I don't think it's good to just keep painting and painting and painting and get stuck in a rut of painting. I think you're better off taking a break and then coming back to it. And then, you know, then you can start thinking about what you're doing. So that's what I've figured out. I'll paint a lot and then I'll take a break. And then paint a lot, take a break. Paint a lot, take a break. And during the summer, I like to paint more because the sun is out. It's hitting things. It's like inspiring. In the winter, I'm not very inspired to paint because it's gloomy. It's dark. And that's also why I hate living in Michigan because we have long winters here. And me and my husband plan on leaving Michigan someday, going to a sunny place because I hate winter. It makes me so, like I don't want to paint, I don't want to do nothing. So, hopefully someday we'll get out of here. But yeah, this is what my next step is, putting in my sunshine. Where's my sunshine going to hit is my next thing. There's going to be a lot of sunshine on Jesus, obviously. I'm going to have He's going to have the most detail. He's my center focus. He's going to have the most detail. Everything around Him is going to have the most detail. And then everything else is going to fade away. You know, He's the center theme, obviously. So everything else is just going to fade away. And so, yeah. Just give you some idea if you're a new painter. I know people out there that are learning to paint, and so I want to give them some tips and have something out there they can look at when they're practicing painting. But I've painted probably 100 paintings or more to get to where I'm at. And I've been drawing for many years. So it doesn't happen overnight. But one day you'll get to the point where it just clicks and you know exactly what you're doing. Just like riding a bike. And the Lord, I think, gives you skills too. I've found as being a Christian, just more things make sense. I'm more organized with my painting being a Christian than I ever was as an atheist. It was pathetic as an atheist. You have nothing really to inspire you. You have nothing to paint for. It's just depressing. Atheist artists depress me. That's all I can say. They depress me because they have nothing to live for. They have nothing to paint. When I was an atheist artist, it was just like pointless. You know, what's the point? We're all just going to die and disintegrate. What's the point? But I believe the Bible now. I'm a Christian now and have been a Christian for 12 years. And my painting has gotten exponentially better being a Christian than it ever was as an atheist. Now I got something to fight for and I got a reason to fight for it. Where as an atheist, you got nothing. So, then there's these rocks in here. Oh, yep, baby's crying, so I gotta go, but that's what I have for you for now.